Minecraft is constantly changing, and with endless possibilities, there's always something new to learn. So, here are 99 secrets that only 0.1% of players will know. End portal frames are impossible to get in survival, or are they? In version 1.9, end portal frames looked like this. Placing a TNT block underneath them would actually allow you to obtain these end portal frames. You could even get them into your survival world if you stash them in the nether. Neat. Now, what if you were stuck in an obsidian prison with no tools? Don't worry about it. It only takes 4 minutes and 10 seconds to break it with your fist. That's actually a long time. Finally! Deadmau5 is one of the only players with a unique model for his skin. Early on, Notch added ears to this player's skins, allowing him to flex it on everyone else. When do you think I'll get my custom skin, Mojang? I feel smarter than ever and have a splitting headache. Minecraft has seasonal events for both Halloween and Christmas. On October 31st, so many different kinds of mobs will wear carved pumpkins or jack-o'-lanterns on their heads. And between December 24th and 26th, your chests will look like Christmas presents. So festive. Now, you'll never see a lush cave under a plains, savanna, or forest biome. What lush caves want, these biomes just don't have. Additionally, dark forests, old-growth taigas, and bamboo jungles are guaranteed to have a lush cave spawn under them, unless it's replaced with a boring old dripstone cave. The rarest armor trim in Minecraft is the Silence Trim. This can only be found in ancient cities and has a 1.2% chance to spawn as loot in one of these chests. However, with looks this good, it's worth searching for. Yeah! Being chased by a warden? Don't think a 1-block gap is gonna get you out of this dangerous encounter, because despite their size, wardens can fit right through a 1-block gap, though they still require 3 blocks of height to enter. Whew. No way he's gonna be able to hit me now. Baby piglins never grow up. Unlike baby villagers that grow into adults after exactly 20 minutes, baby piglins stay young forever. Now, how does that work? Horses can't swim with me on their back, and that's super annoying. Come on, I'm not that heavy. Ugh. However, there is a way to get your horse across the water. Horses will follow both golden carrots and golden apples across rivers, although it is a slow process. But if you want to bring your companion across the ocean, you technically can. I think I will stick to my elytra though. Bamboo is the fastest growing plant, which is really frustrating. Just let me through! Ugh. Luckily, any sword is able to instantly break them. This makes dealing with your bamboo farm or just getting around the jungle much easier. Who needs one of these complicated flying machines that I definitely know how to build? Speaking of flying, did you know that ender dragons and withers can't go through portals? And for some reason, the same goes for any jockey mob in the game. Even the nether doesn't want these guys. Did you know that you can have a pet trident? Well, sort of. If you throw a trident equipped with the loyalty enchantment while you have a full inventory, the trident will just follow you around. Kinda reminds me of a helicopter. Whoa! Quartz is known for having very low blast resistance, which is a shame because I love to build with quartz. However, if you use 2 quartz slabs, it actually has a much higher resistance. Now my friends will finally stop griefing me. Oh, right. I don't have any of those. Well, villagers used to love rubies, and that's because instead of this familiar green gem, Mojang originally intended on adding in this red one. I'm still hoping that we get rubies someday, but I'm happy with the emeralds we do have. It goes better with my naturally green hair. This Vindicator hates chickens, and that's because we named him Johnny. This simple change turns our usually level-headed, axe-wielding friend into a wild creature that attacks every mob in sight. Though its illager comrades still get a free pass, this Vindicator is even ready to charge at nothing less than the Ender Dragon herself. So remember, if you ever fancy a dash of chaos, just say, "Here's Johnny." Invisible potions don't actually make you invisible. Sure, there's a chance players might spot your particle trail, but cats, villagers, and bats can't be fooled either. These sharp-eyed creatures can see or hear right through your vanishing act. So while your potion may be fooling those zombies over there, Whiskers, Dracula Jr., and John aren't so easily duped. They're watching. Always watching. Speaking of, this is how Endermen see you. By taking the plunge into spectator mode and selecting an Enderman, our perspective flips like an inverted mirror. Suddenly, all color is reversed and every dimension looks different in their own way. We can even spectate a creeper to see all green, or go into a spider's head to see through their many eyes. Guess I'll know that when pigs fly. Wait, actually, pigs do fly, and you can be the pilot. All you need is an elytra, a lead, and voila! You can take your pet pig with you wherever. Want to take your player pal for a sky-high joyride? Have them hop on the pig's back while you soar through the clouds. But remember, what goes up must come down. And well, let's just say you'll want to master the art of gentle landings. Ever feel a touch of deja vu while wandering through your Minecraft world? You're not imagining it. Just cranking the contrast up on a stone block will make it infinitely more durable. Bedrock. And not only that, Endstone similarly inverts the texture of cobblestone, which I think works really well. Now, what happens when you spawn a Wither in the end? Seeing these two titans of terror actually cross paths and fight must be an epic duel to the death, right? The unfortunate truth, the dragon is too fast for the Wither to hit. And even if it stops for a breather, the Wither's explosions just bounce right off. The dragon won't even notice. Now, are you looking to breed some rabbits for potions of leaping, but don't have a carrot to your name? Don't panic. Those little bunnies are not as picky as you might think. Aside from their well-known love of carrots, rabbits are actually quite fond of dandelions too. And I don't know about you, but I always have plenty of those just lying around. Chicken jockeys can breed with each other. That's right, these dynamic duos do everything together. They can even raise young chicks. However, don't expect any omelets because chicken jockeys still don't lay eggs. Though, if you ever want to test your aim, visit the end and try hitting some chorus flowers with an arrow. It'll knock the block straight off the chorus plant without breaking the whole thing. And don't worry about losing your arrow. You can just pick it up right after. So go ahead, aim, shoot, and watch as the chorus fruits come tumbling down. Though, beware the axolotls. Because while they may look adorable, these amphibious little creatures are definitely hiding something. Within old release notes for the Minecraft launcher is a cryptic message. This strange assortment of symbols translates to, the axolotls are not what they seem. So, while these critters may seem cute, this mysterious text suggests there might be more to them than meets the eye. Now, fire ain't nothing when compared to Soulfire. And that's because those blue flames actually burn twice as hot, dealing twice the damage. Even so, there's just something about that color that comforts me. I still hope that we get other colors in the future. On April Fool's 2014, Mojang thought it would be hilarious to swap every player's skin to a villager. I just know that if I logged on and I looked like this, I would have been pretty terrified. I'm a monster! Did you know that villager jockeys exist in Minecraft? If you're lucky enough to find a baby zombie villager jockey, you can actually cure them like a regular zombie villager with different results. The villager will actually stay mounted on top of the chicken. I wonder what kind of trades he'll offer. Free base defense? Sign me up! You can leash both iron golems and snow golems to your base, and they'll protect you from mobs. I like to even bring my iron golem mining. Just be careful where you swing your sword. My mistake! Ow! Magma blocks don't deal any damage. Well, if you know this one professional trick like me, you can actually sneak across magma blocks and you won't take any damage. This can come in really handy when you're traversing the nether. And speaking of, most people believe that lava buckets are the best source of fuel for a furnace. If you're setting up a massive super smelter though, you might want to consider using blocks of coal. 64 blocks of coal can power a Minecraft furnace for 42 Minecraft days straight. Just good luck acquiring 576 pieces of coal. Pig Stab, yeah! It's the best music disc in Minecraft. Period. Okay, well, that isn't a fact, but it is my professional opinion. It is the rarest music disc, however, with only a 5.6% chance to be found in Bastion Remnants. With the rarity of these, you might have to search several just to find it. Ever wanted to wear a glass block on your head? What about a drip leaf? Using this command, you're able to put any item in Minecraft on your head. Some of the results are hilarious. My favorite being the end rod and the copper rod, though there are countless other Easter eggs that you'll just have to try and find for yourself. Most people know that bone meal will create seagrass on the ocean floor, but did you know that when you use this in warm oceans, you will also create coral and coral fans? A great way to help repopulate the Minecraft ocean with these beautiful blocks. Tinted glass can be retrieved with your bare hands, unlike regular glass. That's because tinted glass does not break. My hand! And do you want to make a snowman in Minecraft? Well, shearing a snow golem will allow you to reacquire the carved pumpkin from its head and see that beautiful smile underneath. This means you can also just use one pumpkin to create an army of snow golems. Incredible! No, Endermen drop diamonds. Well, at least they used to. Before Ender Pearls, these Slenderman wannabes were a great source of rare ore. However, their loot was eventually changed in later updates, giving them a unique drop and a stronger tie to the end dimension, which I think is for the best. It makes diamonds just a little bit more special. And these are not the only cows. There's actually a secret third one. Next time a thunderstorm hits in Minecraft, keep an eye on those mushrooms. If lightning strikes, they'll switch from red to brown, giving you the new ability to feed it a small flower for some suspicious stew, while red mushrooms are left with the boring old recipe. But be warned, a second lightning strike will flip them right back. These hogs aren't scared of anything. Except mushrooms? For some reason, these burly hoglins will cower at the sight of a warped fungi. So the next time you're exploring the nether, I guess pack some shrooms to keep those hoglins at bay. Minecraft was created in a mere 6 days, and it wasn't even called Minecraft. On May 10th, programmer Notch started pouring his creative juices into something called Cave Game, finishing it on May 16th. Then, the very next day, the world got its first taste of the alpha version. It's crazy to think that the best-selling game of all time was born in less than a week. This is actually this. And that's because those haunting cries you hear when a ghast floats nearby aren't from some otherworldly beast, but rather the high-pitched squeal of a startled feline. Musician C418 unintentionally recorded his cat suddenly waking up from a snooze, and thus the terrifying ghast was born. Talk about a hair-raising catnap. As it turns out, we've had super strength all along. With a fully kitted out inventory of shulker boxes, a player can hoist an astonishing 999 item stacks. That's up to 63,936 individual items. In gold ingots, we're talking roughly 877 tons of the shiny stuff, equivalent to the weight of 8 houses. I bet you didn't know you could bench press a whole neighborhood in Minecraft, did you?
Oh yeah! Feel those muscles!
Snow golems can bring themselves to life. Normally, the only way you'd find these frosty friends is by making one yourself. But in Bedrock Edition, if 2 snow blocks and a pumpkin decide to spawn in together, a snow golem might just pop out to say hi. So keep an eye out during your wintry wanderings. You never know when a new friend might appear. Do you ever feel like your shovel slows down on a grass block? Well, that's because it does. Those grass blocks are somewhat more resistant to your mining than normal dirt. It's like they're holding onto their green tufts for dear life. Similarly, cobblestone begs for a little more patience compared to stone. It's still better than mining obsidian though. Dungeons are the granddaddies of all Minecraft structures, and that's because they've been spawning in angry mobs since the very beginning, making them the oldest generated structures that you can still stumble upon in the game today. That's probably why they look so basic, but maybe they'll get an upgrade eventually. I'll never die! And that's because I'm riding in a boat. Not here, but here! This unassuming vessel has a secret superpower. It's immune to fall damage. Whether you're hurtling down a waterfall or off a cliff, if you're snug in your boat, you won't lose a single heart. It might seem absurd, but hey, that's the beauty of Minecraft. Expect the unexpected. Like, remember when a casual fist bump could cause a colossal explosion? Oh yeah, well, way back in the good old days, before Java Edition Beta 1.7, TNT didn't need a flint and steel to blow. Nope, a simple punch was all it took to set off the fireworks. And as chaotic as it sounds, this was the norm. So the next time you casually ignite a block of TNT with your flint and steel, spare a thought for those old school players who lived life on the edge. Now, believe it or not, the all-powerful Ender Dragon is no match for these. This creature, known for its ability to tear through almost anything in its path, just can't seem to destroy iron bars. Nope. Those humble, thin, unassuming bars of iron are invincible. I guess she doesn't want to risk revealing her precious ender crystals. Did you know that mushrooms glow? Well, not like that, more like this. Less impressive to be sure, but intentional. This shiny fungi emits a light level of 1. It's not enough to light up a room, but it does stop mobs from spawning on them. Hey, at least it's trying. Baby pandas are the new slimes, and that's because every time one of them gives an adorable little sneeze, there's a 0.1 chance they'll drop a slime ball. Now, those chances might seem slim, but in the vast world of Minecraft, every bit counts. And let's be honest, there are few things as amusing as hunting for resources from a sneezing baby panda. Iron is more valuable than diamond, and that's because the iron ingot is used in more crafting recipes than any other item, even wood planks. So the next time you're digging deep down into those mines, don't overlook those iron ore deposits. Melt them down, and you'll be one step closer to crafting a whole host of useful items, from reliable tools and armor to more unique items. You'll be surprised just how indispensable this common ore can be. Now, Endermen are the native beings of all Minecraft, because these lanky, purple-eyed critters hold the unique distinction of being the only mob that can spawn in all 3 dimensions. So, no matter where you are, don't be surprised if you bump into one of these dimension-hopping party crashers. They really do get around. Did you know that villagers used to be completely silent? When they were first added to Minecraft, villagers didn't utter a single peep. It was nearly 2 years later in Java Edition 1.6.1 when these mute denizens finally found their voices. Glad they did too. Without their signature, their blank stares would definitely make me uncomfortable. And who would have thought lightning could turn turtles into bowls? Shocking, I know. It's almost as if nature's electric wrath unlocks some latent shape-shifting talent in our shelled friends. Now, I'm not saying you should wait for a storm to brew before brewing some soup, but if you did, then you could use those planks somewhere else. There is no way this ghast would fit in this minecart, right? Well, despite their imposing size, these nightmares from the nether can, indeed, be trapped in a minecart. It's a risky move, but if you manage to pull it off, you'll have one of the most epic and intimidating passengers to ever ride the rails. Just don't kill your parrots with kindness. It may seem sweet, but contrary to how they used to be tamed, do not feed a parrot a cookie. Mimicking how chocolate is harmful to parrots in real life, the developers made it so that cookies now poison the Minecraft macaws. So stick to seeds when making friends with these critters, and keep the cookies to yourself. Okay, so this is gonna sound evil, but you probably want to turn your villagers into zombies. And hear me out, because if you cure them, the villagers will be so grateful that they'll offer a permanent discount for their trades. Not only that, but if you complete this process enough, you can eventually get even the steepest prices down to a single emerald. Talk about a steal. Just be careful, because zombification doesn't work the same for all difficulties. Villagers will always turn on hard, but only 50% of the time on normal and never on easy. Speaking of zombies, they're actually smarter than you think, and that's because, despite looking identical, some have a chance to spawn in as leaders. All zombie mobs have a chance to call for reinforcements when they're damaged, which alerts nearby zombies and can even spawn more in. However, leader zombies are 50 to 75% more likely to spawn extra zombies, meaning that if you're not careful, these usually weak mobs can overwhelm you. Actually, I might die here. Quickly switching to creative, here's a building tip for all you talented architects. If you add a hashtag to the front of your search, you can filter by game tag. This, for example, allows you to find everything labeled as wood, a flower, or a fish. There are even some stranger tags, like beacon payment items or piglin love. And while we're here, let's grab some end frames so we can build an end portal? This doesn't look right. Well, if you've ever struggled to ignite an end portal, here's why. You see, the frames have to be placed facing inwards in order to work. But with enough messing around, we can get this abomination, which still works great though. Just like this underwater TNT. Now, water and gunpowder don't mix. However, by placing a falling block above the TNT before we ignite it, we can trick the game into thinking the TNT isn't actually underwater, making this a quick and easy way to mine for resources or break through ocean monuments, even with mining fatigue. That's great and all, but what if you wanted weaker TNT on land? Well, by placing placing one slab under the block, we can again confuse the game, this time limiting its destruction on the surface. Oh, there goes my cat. No worries though. Cats are invincible, or at least that's what they'd have you believe. They can never take fall damage, no matter the height, not even if they land on some pointed dripstone. Well, like the old saying goes, I guess a cat always lands on its feet. And while we're at it, this cat might be hiding some dark secrets, because while others can spawn normally in villages, this guy can only spawn during a full moon. You could also find one in a swamp hut, then you'd have to fight off a witch, and I don't know if her pet would like me after that. So let's move on to one of the more interesting blocks in the game. You may already know that campfires can be used to cook different foods at the same time, but what if the flames go out before you get to eat? We could always ignite it with a good old flint and steel, but that's boring. So instead, why not just use your fire aspect sword, or shoot a flaming arrow, or just walk into it after a quick lava bath? Ugh. On second thought, maybe not the lava one. Another handy block is the torch. You know, one torch could save you a whole stack of blocks. If you're ever low on resources but want to build a staircase, you need to start using it. By placing blocks on its side, we can lay out the blocks in a stair formation without the need for extra material, making this perfect for any adventure. That's right, after beating a raid, when villagers celebrate with fireworks, there's a chance a villager might accidentally hit an iron golem. And if that happens, the iron golem's not gonna be happy. Oh, yikes. They'll even chase the villager to the world limit, which flips everything I've ever known on its head. I used to think these worlds were infinite, but as it turns out, even Minecraft has its limits. But science is about testing those limits, and I'm not about to let some stupid wall tell me where I can and can't go. So, using this boat, I'll set it up in such a way that I can phase right past it. Yes! Science! Ow! Ah! It's not safe here! Let me out! Let me out! Did you know that pandas can spawn with different personalities? There are actually 7 different types of panda. Normal, lazy, worried, playful, aggressive, weak, and brown? Well, that one's actually more of a color, but each does have unique behaviors and animations. Worried pandas shake during thunderstorms, and playful pandas will roll and jump around even as adults. Just keep an eye on these ones, because they have a tendency to, roll into places they shouldn't. Now, if you're not careful and drop one of your eggs, there's a 1 in 256 chance that 4 chicks will pop out of the egg. That's 4 new friends. On a similar note, farming in the snow can be a real chore. And that's because every time you pour the water and start planting seeds, that happens. Luckily, to beat the cold, all you need are some leaves, a slab, or any other waterlogged block to keep it from freezing over. Take that, weather! Wait. Minecraft misspelled Minecraft? Oh, when you open up your game, there's actually a 1 in 10,000 chance that it'll be spelled Minceraft? Yeesh, how'd they mess this one up? Beds weren't supposed to exist. Instead, way before the block was actually added in 1.16, Crying Obsidian was supposed to be the player's respawn point. I'm really happy that beds were swapped in though, because Crying Obsidian just is not as comfortable. This guy wouldn't care though. Cats love sitting on top of blocks. And it turns out that if a cat's sitting on your chest, you're not gonna be able to open it. Although this can be a great way to troll your friends. It will be sure to leave them stumped for hours. What is he doing? Run, Mr. Binkles, run! Golden pickaxes can't mine diamonds, or even iron. So you'd think that a fortune gold pickaxe would be useless, right? Well, unless you use it to break wheat in your farm. Then you'll get extra seeds, and it won't even waste the durability.
So many seeds!
This secret sound-controlled door. Using some redstone, pistons, and a skulk sensor, you can easily rig up a hidden door that only opens for specific sounds. For example, playing this goat horn. Well, maybe you'd want something a little quieter, but luckily, you can set it to interact with just about any sound in the game, from footsteps to explosions. Just be sure to soak the sensor in water if you want to keep it from making noise. Otherwise, someone might hear it. Speaking of, it always seems like mobs are able to hear me from a mile away. Turns out, I just needed to start crouching. This makes it 20% harder for hostile mobs to find you. I didn't know this game had stealth mechanics. Actually, there's an even better way to hide yourself from these guys. You might already know that killing a mob with a charged creeper drops their head, but if you then wear the item, it'll make it a whopping 50% harder for that mob to notice you. Combining the two would make sneaking a breeze. But you know what's not a breeze? Finding these paintings. For some reason, Mojang decided to add 4 new paintings in Java version 1.19, but then made them nearly impossible to get. If you're in creative mode, then all you'll have to do is enter each of these commands. But if you're in survival, then I'm afraid you're out of luck, which is a shame because I know I'd love to hang these on my wall. Whoa! Hey there, buddy. This creeper is one of the deadliest, and well, that's my fault because if you throw a potion at a creeper and it explodes, it'll spread its effect around the area. You can use this to your advantage against groups of mobs or maybe even prank your friends with an unexpected creeper of slowness. Just don't charge it with lightning. That would make it too dangerous for anyone. Oh, also, you might want to stop riding horses and start riding llamas. Well, as long as you don't mind them taking the lead. These guys have a leg up over the competition and are able to swim through water deeper than 2 blocks. Ocean travel has never been easier. Well, at least ocean travel with an animal. Land animal. Plus, they don't need apples to be tamed and can spit on your enemies. Just wish I could saddle him. Hey, give him back! Endermen love playing hard to hit, and their teleporting abilities make it impossible to land an arrow shot. Even if you could get them to stand still, your attacks would just bounce right off. But it's not just arrows. The same can be said for any ranged attack, from tridents to snowballs. These guys would be great at dodgeball, but not great at dodging water. That's right, water potions aren't useless. Surprised? Yeah, me too. Turns out that you can use splash potions filled with water to put out fire blocks, making this an extremely useful tool whenever your house catches fire. Not only that, but it can transform dirt into mud, or even harm certain mobs. So it might be worth bringing a few with you on your next nether adventure, along with a pickaxe, of course, which is actually the least functional tool in the game. Well, hoes can till soil, shovels create paths, and axes modify wood and copper, but unfortunately, Old Reliable doesn't do much except break blocks. Maybe we'll get an added use for it one day, but for now, I'll have to mine. With the help of this pig! That's right, this pig right here is gonna lead me straight to diamond. How, you ask? Well, all we need to do is dig a 2-block tunnel and place some slabs above, like so. Then, if we ride a pig through it, we can actually see through the surrounding stone, creating this cool X-ray effect. Finally found you. Wait, is that a stronghold? Silverfish are terrible. But did you know they used to be even worse? Back in early Minecraft beta, these little guys had 20 HP, just as much as a player. Being swarmed by a group of them would be certain death, so I'm glad they eventually reduced it down to 8 HP instead. Speaking of early Minecraft, there have always been a number of methods to move your items around, though one of the oldest and coolest is the glass elevator. Using only some glass and a dropper, any items ejected will automatically rise straight to the top. This can be used to create a quick and easy pipeline, or even as a decoration for your base. I just love watching them pop around, but more than that, I love spying on my friends through some one-way glass. This can be done without using any mods. Here's how it works. First, you're gonna need some glass, invisible item frames, and a map. The map can either be from a special layout you created or a map generator website. Once you have all the materials, you'll be able to create the perfect spy base. Also, great for interrogations.
Why haven't you subscribed to Dr. Bunks?
I don't know. Intimidation is a great tool. And what's more intimidating than a full netherite beacon? Beacons are already plenty expensive, but how much would it cost you to make one of these? Well, in doing the math, we would have to mine a total of 5,904 ancient debris. And that's not even counting the other 5,904 gold that you would need to craft the ingots. You know, this is one dream that I think I'll be giving up on. You could easily just make one out of gold instead. Just make sure to bring these little guys with you. You see, when fighting hostile mobs, axolotls provide health regeneration on every kill, and the more you have around you, the longer the regen will last. They can even remove the mining fatigue effect. So, who needs buckets of milk when you've got buckets of axolotl? Though, you might also want to bring the rare turtle shell helmet, which, when worn underwater, will temporarily grant the water breathing effect. If you're willing to wait for baby turtles to grow up, you'll eventually have enough scoots to craft this beauty. It's just unfortunate that you can't craft a full set of this armor. Guess you'll have to stick with green dye. Oh, jeez. Guess these guys are scared of turtles. Or maybe it's this raid? During raids, villagers will sometimes sweat in fear. Kinda crazy that these guys are so scared, even with their iron golems around, but hey, if I was as defenseless as a villager, maybe I'd be sweating too. But what if villagers could defend themselves? Funnily enough, there actually is a way. Using some armor enchanted with thorns and a dispenser, we can equip villagers so that they deal damage whenever they're attacked. This can be a handy way to protect valuable villagers from death, or even prank your friends. But what if their armor isn't strong enough to stop a zombie horde? Well, then you'd probably be left with a zombie villager. You might already know that these guys can be cured with a weakness potion and enchanted golden apple. However, you probably didn't know that this process can be sped up with the simple addition of some iron bars and a bed. Aw, looks like they just need to feel a little more comfortable.